coming and also for taking these questions. They're obviously not pre-planned. It's well documented.
Next time I'll think about that, right?
It's well documented that you instituted a health care plan in Massachusetts. In fact, the Democrats, in defending Obamacare, give you credit because they claim that they have patterned their plan after some of your ideas. But if you could look back at that now, and knowing now what maybe you would have known then, would you have changed anything? Would you have instituted that plan, or would you, I guess I'm asking, would you do it over again?
Thank you. When they give me compliments and say, oh, we patterned ours after Mitt Romney in Massachusetts, you know that's the kiss of death. All right, they know what they're doing. So although, you know, they hope it's going to hurt me in the primary, but it's going to come back to bite them in the general election. Because I'm going to point out, you say you tried to follow what we did. Why didn't you ever give me a call, Mr. President, and ask about what worked and what didn't work in what we did? If it was something so important as this major piece of legislation, 2,000 some odd pages, why wouldn't you ever call the guy that created our plan and ask what was working and what I do differently? Let me tell you the things I do differently. By the way, in the plan that we had in our state, there were several aspects I vetoed, but my legislature overrode them. There are some things that in the years that have followed have been changed or have been added to the program I would have done very differently. When you elect a Democrat governor with a Democrat House and Democrat Senate, you can expect things to go in a different direction that they would have had you been elected. Elections have consequences. That being said, overall, I like what we did in our state. What we did was right for our state, and the people in the state, by and large, like it. By a latest poll was 3-1 in favor of the plan we put in place, and that's the funny thing about states and federalism. Different states can try different ideas and see what works for them. I thought ours could be a model other states could look at and either emulate or reject and come up with their own plans. The idea that Justice Brandeis spoke about was that America would become or the states would become the laboratories of democracy. Ours was a laboratory. How'd the experiment work? Some parts well, some not so well. So there are some things I'd change. I can give you a long list, and I do in my book. The most recent paperback copy of my book has a number of things that I think the first one does too, a number of things that I would do differently second time around. But overall, I wasn't willing as a governor to sit there and watch about 500,000 people not have health insurance, who then could go to the hospital and get free care paid for by government. I said we got to find a way to have people take responsibility for themselves. And so the plan we came up with was to find a way to do that. It dealt with the 8% of our population that wasn't insured. President Obama has a different plan. His plan isn't just focused on the 8% or 15% uninsured. His plan takes over health care for everybody. Our plan didn't raise taxes. He raises taxes by $500 billion. Our plan didn't cut Medicare. His plan cuts Medicare by $500 billion. They're quite different. They're quite different. He keeps on trying to dress his wolf in sheep's clothing, but I'm afraid it's still a wolf in wolf's clothing. And the American people do not want Obamacare, and if I'm president, on day one, I will take action to stop Obamacare in its tracks, and I will get it repealed. That Garrett over here, he stood up here instead of giving me the decapitation signal there. I hope he just meant I should stop. But I want to thank you for your energy, your questions. It's great to be with you. If you have more questions, come up and see me. Also, you can be in touch with our staff. We've got an office in Des Moines. I know it's a long way away, but just pick up the phone and give a call. We'll get back to you and talk about the issues that you care about. This is, by the way, for the members of the media that haven't been to Iowa time and time again, I hope they understand how exciting what you're seeing is today. There are people in this room who are informed and who care about this election, who recognize that this is a defining time for America. Iowans, just like people in New Hampshire, the early states, get involved in the process. And this is a defining moment for America. There's no question in my mind. We have on one side a president who wants to transform America into a European-style nation. And you have on the other hand someone like myself that wants to turn around America and keep America, America with the principles that made us the greatest nation on earth. And I will do that with your help.